What is the worst thing about being skinny? It's so easy to hit your pelvic bone on the side into things, and it hurts so much. As someone who was underweight in my childhood up to my early 20s, and suddenly obese in my 30s. It doesn't matter what weight you are, people will always have something to say about it. But one thing I hated about being skinny was always being the one to have to sit in the middle seat in the car. You cannot do a very splashy cannonball into the pool. Sometimes even just sitting hurts because there's not enough fat to cushion the bones and they press directly on the nerves. Going to an amusement park and realizing that no one else thinks the seats on the rides are too hard. I was in pain. People assuming you have an eating disorder. It's easier to be tossed around in a fight. People telling me that I look hungry. Not being able to sit on hard surfaces for any length of time. Finding pants that fit. Cold. People noticing every fluctuation in weight. Pants never stay up. The worst part of being skinny for me was no one actually looking into why I was skinny and just throwing the anorexic label on me, threatening to shove tubes into me if I didn't just simply eat more, even though eating more would usually just worsen the agony and nausea I got from eating. I am diagnosed with Crohn's disease these days, and that was back when it was at its absolute worst. Women say, "Oh, you're so skinny," and you feel weak. Clothes never fit well. Whenever the length is good, the width is too much. Whenever the width is good, it's too short. Lap isn't as comfy for dog to sit on. As a man, when I was too lean, I felt like other men didn't really respect me and some would even try to intimidate me. I went from 150 pounds at 20 to around 190 pounds in my 30s after years of gym, chicken, and beer. Now I feel men will move out of the way more in the street and treat me normally. Less bullshit getting one over on me. People assuming that you must be healthy because you're skinny, leading you to cruise on through with all those unhealthy eating habits until you hit your 30s and then whoops, you're not skinny anymore and you can't manage it so well. Source me. You know when you lay down on your bed, ready to relax and sleep? Well, unless I lay correctly my ribs will start aching, and my hips might too. People can body shame you and you're supposed to take it as a compliment. People informing you that you're skinny like you didn't already know. Harder to maintain body temperature. I get cold way too easily, need to wear thicker clothes than my friends. Doorknobs. Why, you ask? Well, I'm skinny and tall, doorknobs are precisely hip height for me. Every so often I'll hit the knob with my hip bone, no fat or anything to protect it. It's like someone kicking your shins, but this is self-inflicted. As a woman, you can't talk about your body issues. Other women will assume you are bragging or trying to make them feel bad. People feel the need to just fucking pick you up all the time. Put me down, I don't care how strong you are. My partner and I are both skinny. When we are intimate it often happens that it's just bone on bone, which is not comfortable. Like this morning we were spooning. I was the littlest spoon. And he had his arm resting on my hip. That's all it takes. There is just no soft cushion between us. People thinking you starve yourself to be one. Having to wear children's clothes. The long-term problem of low bone density when you get older. Start lifting those weights in your 20s and 30s to maintain good bone density, ladies. As 6 feet 5 inches person that was and still is a bit skinny, clothes do not fit nicely, not enough muscles, hard to gain them as well, not the strongest insecurity that comes with being different, hard to feel confident if you are nowhere near the ideal body type. I am tall so not so much, but short skinny person might be easily disrespected. Annoying comments. The bracelets and watches never fit. People assuming I do drugs. I grew up not having great teeth at all. So bad teeth mixed with being skinny, constant assumptions I'm an addict. Layers of clothing, cold hands and feet. Being told, have you tried eating? When you express being cold. Not having curves. I literally can't do anything right when it comes to food, apparently. If I eat anything, everyone loses their shit like where are you gonna put that, or that's a lot of food for your size, or you eat like a bird. But if I skip a meal, suddenly everyone's freaking out about you're so skinny, you should eat something, and then I get called sensitive for being uncomfortable eating in front of people. Not being able to lay down on your side. I literally can't do it anymore, but my hip bones start to hurt. People feeling obliged to comment on how skinny you are. Somehow it's totally unacceptable to tell someone you're so fat, why don't you just stop eating so much? But to many people it seems totally fine to comment, oh you're so skinny, can't you just eat some more? F off. Your comments about my body are not welcome. People point it out to you all the time. I'm not as skinny anymore as I gained some weight by 23 and 24 years old, but before that people on a weekly basis told me to eat more. Comments such as "you're only skin and bones" were a frequent thing. Even my own mom would comment on how skinny I was. At one point she even laughed and said something along the lines of "it almost looks funny when you walk." So for me, The worst part about being skinny was always that the general perception appears to be that it's completely fine to tell someone they're extremely skinny and comment on skinny people's bodies. It's okay to be insensitive towards someone skinny in a whole different way compared to someone that's fat. For context, I stopped growing at 187 centimeters and my weight stayed at around 63-65 kilos for years. It didn't even help to work out and take gainers. For a few years, I even stopped working out and only consumed a gainer every night just to force my body to add some weight. But did it help? Nope, not that one. I didn't add a kilo. The extra kilos simply just came from nowhere when I got a little bit older. For me, it's not the being skinny thing itself, it's the reason. I hate food. I hate shopping for it, I hate cooking it, and I hate eating it. I'm not anorexic, but I have other mental health issues and my throat just closes up and everything feels disgusting when I'm stressed. This sucks, because humans need to eat. Added I had no idea so many people felt this way, or that there was a diagnosis for AskReddit. Thank you all so much for sharing your experiences and advice, and I hope we all get better. Yellow heart, Vulcan salute. That thing where people make a ring out of their fingers and put it around your forearm to see how much space there is. Hearing statements such as gain more weight as if it was that easy lol. Harder to land a fair fight when most are above your weight class. Being told you need to eat more all the time. It's real tiresome. Also assuming this is what I want. I lost some weight because of illness, I would love to gain it back but it's not easy. Never assume things, and stop commenting on our bodies. Being worried that the pants you wear won't look good because your butt is flat. Keeping my weight up at 120 pounds, the struggle is real, and at 65 I don't see it changing. If I don't eat a lot, my weight can easily drop 1-2 pounds a day. Skinny and shirtless at the beach is ammunition for others. Not enough pants sizes in clothes stores. I have no problem being skinny, the world does. My blood work is great, can bench my own weight, and I'm fairly healthy. It's the stress of the constant teasing and shaming that does the most damage. Thank you for this post. It's been a real eye-opener. I'm overweight and have always thought that saying someone is skinny is giving them a compliment, which was my intent. I have always thought that being skinny was such a good thing. This has changed my mind and will absolutely change my behavior. The "oh you look so thin" comments or the "you should eat more" comments, rolling eyes face, thinking that your arms are skinny enough to fit through that narrow gap and you later find yourself stuck. Being really thin and bony means every poke and hard seat hurts because there's no padding. Feeling like a twig when someone hugs you, picks you up as strong wind blows. Trying really hard to put on weight but failing, and getting scared every time you weigh yourself, see yourself in the mirror cause you look unhealthy. Skinny long legs, barely any pants fit both the leg and the waist. Eat a cheeseburger, I wish I was your size, you're so lucky you can shop in the kids department. Bones aching from being cold. No boobs. Hair falls out more. I'm not skinny now, size 12 Australian, but for a long time I was A46. I didn't realize at the time how skinny I was. Very stressful life, smoking cigarettes, but looking back at photos now I understand why family was concerned. It's not easy or better being skinny, and saying things like just eat more is super detrimental to your mental health, especially when being so thin isn't an active choice you're making. Being told to eat more, as if I'm unaware when everyone in your family points it out. People thinking you're actively deciding to be skinny, not having clothes fit properly in certain places, having the body of a teenager in my 20s, you're so lucky. Being the target of unfair judgment when minding one's own business, and constant accusations of being anorexic or on drugs. Or that I like the attention of being skinny despite wearing layers of clothes to hide it, work as hard as anyone else and generally prefer to maintain privacy around my struggles. But I actually have cachexia from health issues and I'm doing my best to stay on top of it. Cachexia is serious, unintentional weight loss that can become disabling, even fatal for some if I don't take hospital formula almost daily, and stress makes it worse. Thank you. I've been skinny all my life. I'm hungry all the time. And I eat constantly, costs me a fortune. Started lifting weights, upping my calories and drinking 3 protein shakes a day. And I have managed to put on about 10 kilograms in the last year. But it's been really hard work.
I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. If you have something to say critically or otherwise, leave a comment. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it. I hope you all have wonderful and fulfilled lives.